Hi friends, my name is Miss Erica and this is my daughter Katy and she is in kindergarten just like you.
Hello.
Today we are going to have some fun making pretzels in letter shapes. What letters should we do today?
We should do U and Y.
We're going to do the letters U and Y. So because we're going to be using the stove and the oven, you need to make sure that you have an adult's assistance and permission before you get going on all of this. And you have to get all of the stuff out that you need because we're going to make these pretzels all ourselves. Are you excited? I'm excited. So let's take a look at the things that we need to have. All right, so the first thing you need is a big giant bowl, because that's what you're going to be mixing all of this stuff in. And then you need a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons or 1 packet of active dry yeast, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 tablespoon of oil, make sure they're separate, 4 1/2 cups of flour, 2 1/3 cups baking soda. You need 2 eggs that are all beaten up, a paper towel, 1 1/2 cups of warm water, a big old pot of some water. Over here we have a cookie sheet lined up with parchment paper to cook it, and a
Big giant spatula.
big giant spatula. And then way at the end, you may have noticed we had some extra flour, and we have that there so that we can do what's called dusting, because we have to roll all of the pretzels. So you can see that Katie's already put a lot of flour in that big bowl, but we need to add a little bit more. And we like to do what's called sifting. You want to show them how you do it?
With our sifter.
Here's the flour right here.
Do I just pour it in?
There you go. And dump the flour on top. And shake it gently. What the sifting does is it makes the flour look all fluffy.
And it also looks like it's raining.
It does look like it's raining
It's
flour.
raining flour.
It takes all those chunks, of flour, and it makes them get all tiny. That's gonna make your pretzels extra delicious. Good job.
Make sure you have all the flour out of there. Now, let your parents warm up the water, and then get your hot water and pour it into the big giant bowl. And then get your 1 scoop of sugar and then pour it into the bowl. And then get your salt and then pour it into the bowl. Then too. And then get your not cooked yeast and pour it into the bowl. And it's going to look like bird seed, like wet bird seed.
Stir it around. You gotta stir it around a little bit.
You get your
Whisk.
and then stir it around.
All right. And then once you have it all nice and stirred, you need to sit and let your yeast rise up in that water for 5 whole minutes.
We are going to dump our big bowl of flour into this. Now we are going to put our
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of oil. And then stir it as much as you can.
Okay, so as soon as you have as much incorporated in with your own spatula, you're gonna just take your hands, make sure you wash them before, and you're just gonna kind of mush it all together. Do you wanna videotape down in the bowl? Thank you for your help. Okay, so dump the 1 tablespoon of oil in your bowl.
1 spoon of oil inside your nose.
I'm just gonna flop it around just a little bit, and I'm gonna let that sit while I wash my hands.
Sit. You need some
Saran wrap.
saran wrap to cover your bowl.
This is going to let your bowl, thank you for your help, let your pretzel dough rise up all nice. So you need to sit it in a warm area for about an hour. So go find something fun to do. 1 fall. All right, so now the dough has set for an hour, and you can see that it's gotten a lot bigger. So the next thing that we're going to do is divide it out, and that's what this little extra thing of flour was for. Ooh. I'll take some of that, and you're just gonna flour it. That's a little too much that I put, but whatevs. Good job. Get my hands in the flour. Dough, or pretzel dough. Let's give it some love pats. Awesome. Love pats. All right, now watch out because I'm going to use a big knife, and you are going to cut it into 8 different sections. So I had a whole section, now I have 2 sections. How many should I cut on each side? I have 1, 2,
3,
1, count them.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So let's count this. Ready? What comes after 4?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Good job.
How many sections?
8.
8 sections. All right. So I'm going to move these random little sections out. And we don't need that much flour.
Yeah, we do.
Now we're going to start to make these really big and long by rolling them out. Here, do you want to roll it out?
Let's roll it.
Roll it out. What is long and rolly like this? Like a worm?
You're scared of worms.
I don't like worms at all. They're disgusting. All right. We were going to make letters. What letters were we going to make?
U and
A
Y.
U and a Y. Which letter would you like to make?
A U.
A U. So how do you make a U?
A U.
Perfect.
Like
That is a fantastic U. And now we also needed to make the letter Y, right?
So,
It might be easier to do this. Here, watch. I've got a fancy trick. Are you ready?
she always has fancy tricks up her sleeve.
Does that look like a letter Y?
Yeah.
That looks like a letter Y, doesn't it?
Or we could put that up like that. Then grab.
You don't take extra. You can take extra from the bottom here. No, you can take extra from the bottom here.
That.
Okay.
And roll. Tiny
Love it.
piece.
Yep.
Like that.
You definitely can. That's a beautiful Y and a U. I love it. Fantastic. All right. So the next thing that we do, come over here if you don't mind, is we need to boil a pot of water. You don't have to have a whole lot of water, but once it starts to boil, that's when you're going to add your baking soda to it. So we'll get to that in just a second. Our water started to boil and we added the baking soda, and then you whisk it around, and I videotaped it but it didn't work. But make sure that you have an adult do this because it can get really hot. The next part is something that you want an adult to do as well, because you are going to take your lovely letters or whatever those shapes you've made, and you're going to put it into the boiling mixture for just like 30 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna just put this in. We'll see how it goes. I've already set my oven to 450. I'm just gonna let this kind of sit in there for about 30 seconds or so. And it just helps it become a little bit more fluffier.
Very fluffier.
Yeah, and I have my cookie sheet, and I put some parchment paper on it just because I have old cookie sheets and stuff sticks to it. So again, you want to have an adult do this part for you. All right, I think that's been good. I don't have like a fancy strainer outer, so I'm just using a big spatula. I'm going to lift it out and stick it onto the cookie sheet and make sure my shape goes back into the shape that I want it. And you're just going to do that for all of the other ones. Plus, we just did a regular shaped pretzel as well. Put that into the baking soda water. Can you see it? Careful, it's hot. And it's just chilling in this hot baking soda bath. All right, so while this is doing its thing, you can also make sure that you get an egg wash ready to go, because you're going to put that on top of your pretzels. So we're going to head on over back there, and we're going to do an egg wash. And Katie, I'll let you actually do it because it ain't no big deal.
I don't know how you do it.
I'll show you. Whoa! Pretzel down, everybody. I repeat, we go to pretzel down. That's hot.
And we already all have all our others.
Yeah, I'm just going to fix this one on over to the
The
side.
U is,
okay.
The U is
So,
kind of backwards.
we're going to take this away from the hotness. We're going to put it over here. Put our other stuff there. How you make an egg wash? Do you want to crack the egg?
And you have to crack the egg. Crack the egg. Crack the...
Okay. Crack your egg in a little glass. And you just want to mix it up.
Make sure the glass
Yeah, hold that glass for me.
does not fall. It's so gooey.
It is. It's just egg. Okay, and because I don't have one of these fancy like baster brushes, I just use a paper towel and I just stick it into the egg just a little bit, and you're just gonna paint the tops. Paint the tops. Paint, paint, paint. Some coarse. So we just use the paper towel, we put the egg, just whipped up egg all over the top. Make sure you wash your hands after you have used the eggs. We're just gonna crack some salt on the top of it. Does that sound good? I'm gonna go ahead and do it because it's harder. Do you wanna try? I can hold the top if you want to twist it. You can shake salt, you can do whatever. Flake salt, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna just do it really quick.
It's so sticky. it. The great soul.
Now it's baking time. You're gonna put these in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes till they become golden and delicious looking.
But make sure a grown-up does this for you because the oven gets very, very hot. I have the pretzel you. I have the pretzel Y. And I have mustard and ketchup.
Not some butter. To dip it in if you want, huh?
Oh.
What sound does you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you, what is it? You up,
You up, up.
And what does Y do?
Y, yellow, yeah.
Nice. Thanks guys so much for joining us when we make our letter pretzels. Now, you can go and you can do it all on your own and have fun.
You can do it whenever you want and whenever you're allowed to.
Yep, and with whatever letters you want. Delicious letters. And if you don't want to do all of the whatnot making the pretzels on your own, you can go ahead and get, that's Chewy in the back. You can go ahead and get pizza dough that's made already at the grocery store. And you can just use the pizza dough and you can shape it into any shape that you want.
Or
letters are fun.
mm-hmm.